All right, Mark, thanks for taking a minute to take a look at all this. I wanted to update um, the entire band on where we're at on stats as far as how the band is performing, where the numbers are coming from, some ideas of what we need to basically work on, and just kind of give you an update overall. So, what I have in front of me is the Spotify for Artists overview. And I just want to kind of go through some of the numbers, what they mean, what we're seeing, and what's causing changes, and what's happening. If you have any questions, just let me know along the way, okay?
Sure thing.
So this is over the past year. Now we've had, when was the first song that we um, released? Was it,
Uh, come out,
yeah,
come out in June 23.
2023. Okay. So since that, this is going back 1 year, so that's March of last year, and it would have been out for about 6 months or so. And you can see that our following at the very, very beginning was low. And then we would release a couple more songs, and you start seeing the numbers start to go up. Every once in a while, we get a bit of a spike, and that could be caused by a number of different things. What we're hoping it's caused by is Spotify algorithm picking us up and testing us, and just to see how we're doing as far as like release engagement. Because after every spike, there seems to be some pretty good growth, meaning that
Yes.
Spotify algorithm is saying, yeah, okay, you're performing fairly well. So we have these odd spikes. Could be from a song release. Could be again from the algorithm. More often from the algorithm than anything, to be honest with you. Now we did have a drop off for a while, but we were really quiet on doing any postings or anything on Facebook. It was just a quiet period for us. We were all very busy. So you can see here from November 2024 to around January 2025, it was just really quiet. We were just busy doing other stuff, and then it starts to pick back up again. We get the odd spike. We had a significant spike on February. This is around the time that we released, I think it was three instrumentals, and they did fairly well. And I think what maybe happened here was Spotify picked us up, saw that we had three new releases, kind of put us out there into the world, and we had some good hits after that. And it's continuing to grow. So over the past 12 months, we've had 14,000 people listen to the music as a whole. So more than 1,000 people per month, which is pretty good. We've had 32,000 listens um, over the past 28 months. And again, a really big spike, 3,300 when we released those three instrumental version songs that we put out there. So some really good numbers there, and it's starting to grow again. An interesting one is streams per listener. So this is on the same day. How many times did a person listen to our song or our music in that one same day? And there's times here where, on average, people were listening to our music more than one person listening to it more than three times on the same day. So a really good stat for us to see that quite often we get into more than two listens per listener per month. Saves, again, we had a quiet period, especially during the summer, and that's what kind of led into this quiet period over here. Um, the number of saves is really important for us, which is people saving our music for to listen to in the future at some point in time. We weren't doing much during the summer, and that kind of cost us. in our momentum and how well things were moving forward for us. So obviously, a trick here is to make sure that we're always posting on Facebook, that we're posting video updates on YouTube, and as often as we can, releasing a new song. Obviously, we wait for the quality of the song to be complete. But we did have a really quiet period during the summer, and that it just cost us a little bit. But things are starting to build back up again now that we're active again. For the number of people saving the music for future, which is good. Any questions so far?
Excellent. No, one. The numbers I did not expect.
One more time?
I didn't expect these numbers.
In a good way or a bad way?
In the good way.
Okay.
It's just interesting to see how things happen. If you make a move one way or another, just to see how the public reacts, and it's really helpful.
Absolutely, and it really demonstrates the importance of staying active. So even though we were inactive, we were still having people listen and follow. But being able to put anything out new, being active on social media, that all makes a really big difference. This one here is playlists, and this is primarily by music curators. This is how many playlists that we get added to, where they like our music and they want to add us to a playlist. And typically, you stay on a playlist for about 30 days, and I'll show you in a minute what that does for us. It adds some numbers. And it helps. That's an absolute for sure. But you can see here where we had like 3 releases, and then we ended up with like 5 or 6 releases, and we're getting on playlists more often, which is really good. So that's the quantity of songs that we have. But the playlisters, the music curators, they seem to be liking us. Like there was one point in time here, in one day we got added to 10 different playlists, and considering this is all organic, that's pretty darn good to get added to that many and consistently. So that's a really good sign. This one here is how many people follow the band. Like you can follow a song, you can follow a playlist, you can follow the band. So this one is following the band, and this is really interesting because this is a really hard one to grow, and one that really helps us out a lot. Like having people actually listen to the song is imperative. That's the most important for the Spotify algorithm to see. If people are listening to you, it advertises you more often to other people to actually listen to you. But this one here is people following the band so that whenever there's a new release come out with a new song, these are the people that will be alerted to the fact that, hey, this band just released a new song. You follow them, you'll probably like the song. Here you go. We've had a surge happen right here. Now, it's hard to track what caused that surge because we're active doing many, many things. But at this point in time, we got really, we started doing more for other musical artists, like doing things for other musicians to be able to help them out any which way we can. And all of a sudden, we saw a surge. And that surge seems to be continuing. So it could be related to that. It could be related to Spotify putting out a new algorithm and identifying, hey, we have consistent growth here, so we're going to promote you. I have no way to really identify exactly what's going on there, but a very helpful stat for us to see on the grow. So hopefully that will continue along.
Absolutely.
over here, really interesting is where are we being heard? And this is over the past 28 days. Now, it changes. Like there were times where, like in India, we had a surge for whatever reason. Maybe it was a posting, and it just kind of caught on in that country, and we were being listened to quite a bit. So this is over the past 28 days. It's hard for me to be able to filter it any which way other. But Brazil has always been a big one for us. I'm not too sure. Brazil always seems to be number one, which I find interesting. The music is just really, really liked in Brazil. Um, Second is United States, which makes sense because of their population, and then Germany, the UK, Mexico, all the way down. But you can tell we're getting listens, quite literally worldwide and all over the different place. Where we're getting listened to. In Asia, like China, Japan, Vietnam, they have their own software that they're using to listen to music. So it's not Spotify isn't as dominant there, but I can tell you that in Japan and Asia and China, we're actually doing extremely well. It's just not on the Spotify platform, and this is Spotify only. Keep in mind, this is only one of what 20 platforms that we're on,
Yes.
give or
Yes.
take. Spotify is definitely the biggest one. But there's what's the one in Japan? I think in Asia, I think it's KK Box. It's called, and they're just behind Spotify in numbers, but it's Asia only. So which is really really interesting. I found that just a bit of a surprise, and that was really quite neat. Um, there's also demographics. Over the past 28 days, this I find interesting is that the 25 to 34 age group seems to be the most popular. And for a bunch of guys in their 50s, that's interesting. It does vary quite a bit, but that seems to be the majority of people listening to us at this point in time. So, which is really cool. It means that we're connecting. Depends on the song, right? But different songs
Yes.
connect with different demographics. But yeah, it's just been it's been quite interesting to see all that. These are the Spotify algorithms that pick us up, and we're doing fairly well here. If we can get more people streaming our songs more often, then the algorithm will pick us up exponentially. So for every one listener, Spotify might find us three more. Like it just becomes exponential. So us being able to stay active, to be able to keep the music out there, to introduce it to new people, really really important. This is all the things that Spotify is doing to be able to help us get the music out there. And it's very, very, very selective. I don't mind telling you. Um, and then over here, these are the music curators, the ones that currently have us listed. Remember how I showed you over here that we had a grand total of 555 playlists that we've been added to? Well, you
Yes.
only stay on them for about a month. It depends on the playlist, anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks at the max. Um, Whoops. So these are the playlists that we're currently on, and you can see based on the numbers, it's a portion of what we are generating. Like over 28 days, there's one, two, I'm going to say around 350 streams, and out of a total of 4,000, right, that we had. Now we had a surge here, but still, it just kind of gives you an idea. It helps. So getting added to playlists to other curators absolutely helps. And every once in a while, you get added to a big one, and that really helps. But getting onto these playlists is tough. You have to have good music. You have to fit the musical style of the playlist. You have to reach out to these curators in order to say, "Hey, please listen to our song and add us if you like us." And that's what I've been doing on a pretty much a daily basis. An interesting thing is this playlist here is one of ours. So we have, I think it's 12 playlists ourselves that we're doing for other musicians, and those are starting to show up as being listened to on a regular basis. Um, so I'm very happy about that. That we're gaining some listenership there. Do you have any questions on curators, music curators at all, or
No, other than how is a curator selected to become a curator?
how did they become a curator?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's an interesting question. I guess it would be very personal, case by case, but think of them as like a DJ, right? And that they're doing this for a living, and they do make dollars to get people listening to their playlists.
So in our
So
case, you being a curator of our 12 playlists, we are giving back to musicians and helping
correct.
them out.
Yeah, because we don't charge people to get added to our playlist. We do that for free. Where many of these curators they get paid to just to listen to the music to get added to these playlists. So there's a cost associated to getting onto these. You pay them like a credit, and they'll listen to your song, and if they like you, they'll add you to the playlist. That's how that works. Where
Okay.
ours, which I'll show you in a second, we do that for free. We don't charge people for it. It's just trying to help other musicians because we have a bit of an advantage in the sense of marketing skill. We've worked really hard to kind of build the brand. We're getting good momentum, so why not help other musicians that are struggling? They just
Absolutely.
it's a tough racket. Um, so speaking of which, so here's our main profile, and with our different songs, 6 songs that we have, just 6. That's it. We've got a couple more to come out. We've got a new release coming in the next couple of weeks. We're already working on our next release. We're hoping for 3, maybe 4 releases this year, as long as the sound quality and we're all happy with it is all there. And these are the songs that we currently have posted. These are our playlists that we have listed. And as you can see, it's all about new artists, right? New artists that are struggling. We have this one here, New Artists, which is um, a musical style similar to our own, which might be soft rock, it could be folk, it could be easy listening, adult contemporary. There's nothing like hip hop or anything like that. Like we don't just throw anything in there. When we're doing our music curating, and I get I'd say about 15 songs per day sent to me to curate, and I go through them and I figure out, okay, well, first of all, is this match our musical style that we think listeners will like, and put them into the right playlist. So new artists is maybe someone who's really just starting out, and they're working hard at being able to develop their music. Now we've had this playlist for the longest, so we've got 1,000 followers on it so far. And then you get into some of the other ones that I've more recently created, which is 2K, 5K, 10K. And that's more for a musician where they are in their career path. Like if they're a brand new artist really struggling, or if they're a little bit more refined, right? To put them into a little bit of a different category. So you can have different. Um, I don't want to say artist quality, but artist more established as you go up in the numbers. And then you get into the different genres, and this is actually I created these ones because I was getting requests from people saying, "Hey, can you put me on this on your playlist? Here's my musical style, and there's a different genre." And was saying, "I'm sorry, we don't have a genre for that." And they said, "Well, create one," and kind of made sense, right? So I made a few different ones, country. I was getting religious ones as well too, so I added that one. And international, people that were not the lyrics were not English, and I didn't want to mix that in with the ones that we had, so I created one just for that. We have one for pop, so it's more of a pop style music, not hip hop, but pop, and then also soft rock. And then there's the one that's called Elite. And Elite is basically my personal favorites. Like ones that like, wow, that's a really good song. I put them into the Elite category. Um, this one here, the radio one, is actually built by Spotify. So Spotify algorithm says, okay, this is your musical style. I'm going to create basically a radio channel that is very, very similar. And we have 205 people following that. It's really hard to get people to follow these. Like, there's no way to directly advertise for it. It's a really tough go. So, getting people to follow these playlists is really, really important.
And
It
again,
helps.
I'm sorry,
Sorry.
again, the benefit again here is an artist who is trying to break into music, can approach us and be considered to be put on one of these lists for free.
Absolutely. And we've got that posted all over our website as to how to be able to get things added to our playlists. And what I do is you can see the date added, right? Is I'm constantly rotating this. So it's always fresh new music, but it's I've taken the time to listen to every single song and identify, what playlist would it be good for, and is this similar style for people that would be listening to it. Like if I wouldn't listen to it myself, I'm not going to put it on there. If I can't understand the vocals, like if they put in like all kinds of crazy effects, I'm not going to put it on there. If it's a lot of electronic music, I'm not going to put it on there. It really is, like a nice consistent sound and feel throughout. And when you're listening to it, I play it fairly regularly. It's just this nice song after nice song after nice song by people who are struggling in the music area, but they're really good. Like it's a shame that they're not getting more attention. So just by following the list, following the playlist, you're really helping people out because every single time they get one listen, that algorithm, Spotify, is going to advertise them more often. They get more exposure, but it's all free. And that's the beauty about it. It doesn't cost anybody a penny. It doesn't cost the artist, doesn't cost the listener. It's just, helping them out just by listening and enjoying the music. Not really a heavy lift. Um, I also keep it to a maximum of less than 100 songs, just to be able to cycle through. You don't want to have 100 hours of music. So I'm constantly keeping it updated, constantly keeping it fresh. I don't know if you have any other questions on
No,
playlists at all.
I like the variety. I think the international I've listened to some of the songs on the International, and really interesting, very
They're
different,
good.
and it really allows our band to reach out across the ocean and
Yeah.
make these connections.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And every time a musician gets accepted to the playlist, I do send them a message every single time and introduce us. And some of them have come back, and we follow each other on Facebook or Instagram, and we collaborate a little bit. So it's actually quite cool. I like it a lot. So every morning when I get up and I'm having my coffee for half an hour, I'm doing the curating and messaging with people, other musicians, and yeah, it's really quite interesting and neat. But if anybody to help us out and help other musicians out, if there was one thing I could ask for is to follow these musical playlists and just play them once in a while, and that's it. Where were we? Okay, so there's all the different playlists that we have, and that seems to be going really, really well. So here's our website. Website's doing extremely well. You can see here where we've been quiet for a short period of time. This is over the past 30 days. So that's February. And the numbers really do vary on how many people visit our website. It really depends on, if we did a posting, if we're active on Facebook. You can see here there's a period where we weren't really doing anything on Facebook, like we weren't posting anything new, and things went quiet for a little bit. Anywhere from just two people showing up on our website, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you got 168 people going to your website, checking out everything that we do. And that, of course, drives everything else, the playlists and all that. So, and of course, the website address is just simply thisislove.ca. I did take a look to see, just FYI, I took a look to see if I could purchase thisislove.com. It's not available. So we'll stick with thisislove.ca. And if that other one comes available, I can have both, right? Would be nice to have both to be able to get a little bit more um, um traffic. But anyway, so this is going quite well, but it's important for us to stay active on social media in order to be able to keep these numbers up. This is Facebook. This is how many people are going to our Facebook page. And it really does vary. It goes as low, I think the lowest one is 44 over the past 28 days, and it goes as high as 193 people visiting our website, checking out our band, taking a look, and seeing what's going on. So these are probably postings, and sometimes it's just a little bit of luck of the draw that one kind of takes off. And but even if we're not active on postings, we're still doing extremely well on Facebook as far as traction goes. And according to GoDaddy, our website scores 96 out of 100. So as far as GoDaddy is saying, you're performing well for like how often you post on social media and all that kind of thing. We're doing quite well. If you Google search something like "This Is Love," where do we end up? I think it's page 2. Getting a lot of video and stuff like that. Yeah, so anyways, unless you're paying for placement, it's hard to be on an early page with Google. But a lot of times we end up on page 2, 3, and 4, and 5. which is really, really good, actually. Because keep in mind, this is all organic, right? This is not paid advertising. This is all organic. So fairly well with all that placement there. Do you have any questions about the website before I get into the Facebook?
Uh, no, I think if people check the website out, they're going to see some really interesting categories that will lead them directly to the playlists and where they can submit um, their songs for review. So it's a perfect entry point for them. It's very simple to use, not complicated at all. It's kind of like a little one-stop shop to help them out.
Absolutely. I'll show you a couple of updates on the website itself. So obviously an about us information page, what is the band all about? Because, we're not just a band. We're doing this for the love of play and we enjoy it. But any of the dollars that are earned through Spotify and whatnot, as you know, go to charity. So it just kind of talks about that and our motto. It talks about the different charities in which we support. Of course, you can follow us, and there's links to our YouTube videos. We need to do better at the videos. There's room for improvement there on how we edit them, how we record them. So we'll have to spend a little bit of time and effort on that. But it's some of them are doing extremely well. This one here, which is an interview with the band organizer, which is where we interviewed to just kind of talk about the purpose of the band and the meaning of the band. That one actually does extremely well. So we just need more videos like that. People can, follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. Here's how we get to our music. We are currently looking for one more musician to be added. So just a little note there. Photos we'll add in. And then, of course, you get into what you're referring to, which is the music artist tools. And this is all free. And this is how they access us um, to be able to get added to our playlists. So they come here, they click on the link, they can submit their music to us for free, no charge. I listen to it. If it's an appropriate match, I put them onto a playlist. They can also get a free listing on our website, which is under recommended artists. So artists that we've listened to that we feel do quite well. Here's the playlist where you can listen to them, and also I put them on our website as well too, so that a person can actually use this as a music player. And they just hit play and they can listen to these different musicians and whatnot that I think are doing well, working really hard, and have good music.
And
So
again,
these,
I'm sorry. And again, this is the Spotify, just for clarity. This is this links to Spotify specifically.
yeah, this is all specific to Spotify, but if you go back to the prior page, you'll and also throughout the website says click here for Spotify, click here for Apple Music, click here for wherever else. So if people are using different platforms, they can find it there. Um, and then they can actually use this as a player as well too, which is these are all the playlists. So if they don't want to go to Spotify, they can play it here. I just thought it was kind of a handy tool, but they can see the songs that are listed. They can scroll through all the songs that are currently listed on the playlist and listen to them. I just thought it was kind of a neat tool to add there. And then, of course, for our stuff, oh, by the way, um, here's all the global distributors. So um, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Amazon. You click on there, and it'll take you to our music that you can listen to us on any of these different platforms. And some countries have their own platforms. Like here's Japan, KKBox and AWA. So if someone's from Japan, this is the tool that they would use. And these are all the different platforms that we're on worldwide, which I'm really happy about. Is that we're progressing further and further on the worldwide stage. And then, of course, if you click on hear our music, here it is: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube for all the different songs that we have listed. Song overviews. So if someone's interested in knowing the background of a song, they can come here, they can read the lyrics, and they can watch a video where we're talking about how the song was written, because every single song has a story, as you know. So we've got this video in here for every single song that we've done or that we're working on. Here's the lyrics, and here's an overview of the song, just to tell the background story, which I find interesting. Usually when we're sitting down with any of our musicians, if we're introducing a new song, the first thing they ask is, what's it all about, right? To know the background story. It just makes it more meaningful.
Oh, and as composers of original music, to understand the background from a songwriter's perspective helps us individually to determine how do we want to play that when we're actually creating the recording tracks, and what's the appropriate feel we need to have for the music. And without that, it would be very difficult.
Well, absolutely. It's like the the song that we're just getting ready to release. I Just Stared. It's described as being like a lullaby, right? And not to put people to sleep, but it's when you understand the background story, it makes sense. And just knowing that whole story, and I think that's one of my favorite stories behind any of the songs, was for I Just Stared. There's some good ones for sure. But yeah, as musicians, for us, we need to know what the meaning of the song is in order to be able to play emotionally to that and make it fit. It's not just throwing notes on a page, right? You're trying to tell a story musically. So there you go. News and updates. I've been trying to keep this up with any significant ones. The big one, obviously, is that we had now starting to see people who do blogs to write a story about us. And this one here, I was really proud of to see this fantastic review of us. Maybe the link doesn't go directly there. Must be further down. But the bloggers, posting information about us, talking about them curating our music and what they felt about it as a third party. And we got some really good reviews there. The neat thing is that on Monday, Mark, you and I are getting interviewed on the radio for an hour. And that's one heck of a milestone. I can't wait to post about that.
Yes, that's Mohawk College's radio.
Yeah.
101.5 FM, I believe.
105.1?
101.5 FM.
101.5 FM. And that's going to be happening on March 17th, 2025. So look forward to that. 1 hour interview. It's going to be fun. So anyways, that's pretty much it. Well, actually, there's the giving back part too. Just talking about the charities. That's a picture of you the first time that we made a donation, and I should probably update this page because we're just shy of raising $3,000 for these charities, and that
Wonderful.
ain't bad over the past couple of years that we've been at it. Just from people listening to our music.
Wonderful.
So on Facebook, this is really cool. Is that so we started the Facebook page late 2022. So just almost 3 years, give or take. And we're up to 17,000 followers. And that's an average of anywhere from what we're gaining is anywhere from 5 to 20 new followers every single day. So this has been growing extremely well. And it's interesting to see a mix of musicians to people who just want to listen to music. It's all over the world. Like there's Canada, Mexico, Germany, Japan, India. It really is spread all over. It's just absolutely incredible. So that's a really cool thing going on for us. We are seeing more and more a lot of interaction with our posts, which is extremely helpful. I'll tell you a couple things that really help us out. Is number one, whenever a person likes a posting, Facebook picks that up and says, "Oh, somebody likes it. Maybe I'll show it a little bit more often." So people just hitting the like button is extremely beneficial. But over here, we've had on this posting 11 people share the post. So they're saying, "Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm going to share it with the other people that I know." And that just is exponential for us. That's a fantastic way for our music and our messaging about new artists and other artists to be able to get out there more often. And it doesn't cost anybody anything, right? So we're trying to get people to do that as often as possible. We're seeing a lot more interaction where people are commenting on it and asking questions and saying, "Hey, I'm interested in what you're doing. Can we chat more?" We're starting to see a lot more along those lines. I think people are starting to realize that, wait a minute, this band is actually doing really well. Especially from an organic perspective, and because every musician knows how hard it is to build all this out, and they're starting to reach out and chat with us. So, which is fantastic. I love doing that. I come up here and here we go again, right? Here's some more comments. Here's another person following. 23 people have reacted since the last time I checked Facebook. So yeah, it just seems to be progressing really, really, really well. But people, again, sharing it, that's where we could use a lot of help on Facebook.
I think
So
when they see, I think when they see the connection, um, if they go to our website, actually trying to accomplish and what we're trying to give back to community.
yeah,
I think that spawns the desire to take it a step further and to, to look at something like Facebook and to say, I can get behind this because of their mission and what they're really trying to do. And it's great to see that.
yeah, and I'm trying to find it here. Here we go. Okay, so we don't have a lot of room for our bio and talk about who we are and what we do on Facebook. It just doesn't give you much space, and that's why, like you said, if they come and check out our website, we've got a lot more detail here and a better appreciation of what it is that we're trying to accomplish. So absolutely for sure.
So
Um,
while you're there, oh, I'm sorry, while you were there on the website,
yeah,
something interesting that I've liked is you can go to the songs that we're working on or we plan to work on,
yeah,
and you can see the actual lyrics.
correct.
Just to get a sense of, you know, what the you know what are they going to sing about? Like what at a glance. And I uh, I I really enjoyed that. I know as a kid when I had albums, I used to like seeing you open up an album and you could see the lyrics of a song that your favorite band had. And so this is a great idea.
Yeah. So as you know, we have 14 songs that are established that we're working on. Now we haven't fully recorded them yet because it's a lot of time. It's a lot of expense. Recording studio costs, all that kind of things. It's not cheap. So we can't just do it all at once. We're self-funded, so we can only go so far so fast. But these are all the songs that we have that we want to publish. It's just a matter of being able to finance it. And of course, hours and hours and hours and hours of recording time to be able to get these out. But yeah, people can look forward to these ones coming out. I should be probably, so a lot of these are done. So, like one last time, this one is published. So, I should add some links here as well so that people can, they see the song and they can listen to the background video, or they can, if they want, they can just listen to the song. I'll get that added in. I'll work on that a little bit later. So, yeah, very good point. So these are some of the views that we've seen over the past 28 days on Facebook. Facebook is a huge driver for us. Our page has been seen 54,000 times in the past 30 days. And people, if I understand it correctly, 34,000 people actually um, took a minute to look at it. I'm not too sure how these numbers exactly break down. Out of that, we had 276 people like it, and then also 278 who followed. So that total of about just over 500 people that interacted with us. Hey, I like this band. I like what they stand for. I like the music, whatever the case may be, and they interact with us. Some of the postings that we did, like this one here, has been viewed 12,000 times. Around 6,000 people paid attention to it, and then 51 people actually interacted with it. So either they went and checked us out, or they went to our website. Um, and the conversion rate there is low, but that was a very, very specific ad. This is more typical. Where 133 people saw or paid attention, and out of that, 9 people interacted. So it's 1 in 10 people, as opposed to like 1 in 100, right? Same thing here, about 1 in 10 people. Hey, we released a song, 131 people saw that, and 11 people were like, yeah, I want to see more, I want to hear it, that kind of thing. So, pretty good conversion rates overall. It's a little bit hard to appreciate what these numbers mean exactly, but this is what Facebook is telling us as far as how we're performing and all that kind of thing. Uh, I already went there. Yeah, so I think really that's about it, Mark. As far as like an overview goes, unless you have any specific questions.
No, I find this has been great, Chris. As one of the musicians in the band with you, what it helps me to better understand is um, what are people looking for? And it also helps us when we are creating new songs. We're getting a sense of what people want to listen to and be cognizant of what their interests are, and and it's just very good information for a musician, so they can move forward, creating music that they know can satisfy what consumers enjoy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And every song has its own stats and history and details. And I think because we're putting out a variety, like Come Out is kind of like a soft rock song, right? Where Love Suffers is very much like a sad, soft, sweet song. And then One Last Time is kind of in the middle. It's very the music and the melody behind that is very, very, very powerful. And each one of these having, it's one's different from the other. And then, of course, putting out the instrumental versions, especially One Last Time. The instrumental version of One Last Time, where obviously no vocals, that actually took off like wildfire. Picked up by a lot of different music curators, a lot of different people utilizing it in YouTube videos. That's something else I didn't mention is that what we're starting to see now is when people are creating like a video and they're looking for music as a background, our stuff is starting to get used more often, which is really cool.
So, Chris, just to help people understand how they can help us help the broader community at large. And again, that community, we want to give back to charities and nonprofits. We've identified 4 on our website. I believe we've have talked about we wish to increase that as we keep going forward. And what can music listeners do to help us give back to these charities?
Right. So there's so many things that we're trying to accomplish, right? We're trying to, be able to support charities. We're trying to make great music, and we're trying to support other musicians that are trying to make their way all at the same time. So if I wanted to shorten it down to say this is how people can really help all of it all at once, nice and easy, is simply whether it's on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, is going to our different playlists, which we have on our website listed, right? They can just go and under Hear Us, play on Spotify, and add these different playlists to their Spotify account. It's all free, right? It just means that they listen to it once in a while, and they can choose all of them, some of them, whatever the case may be. But if they come here, like I already have it saved, but it would say, save on Spotify. They would just click that, and it's saved for them, so they listen to it once in a while. That's it. They're helping us grow. They're helping us to be able to develop our band. They're helping us with being able to support charities, and they're helping other musicians through their career just by doing that, just by listening. That's it. That would be the one thing.
And I guess if I'm someone in some other part of the world, because we're from Canada, they could be in Japan or anywhere in the world, where Spotify or these particular music platforms that we identify right there, they can go to their own platform and find us.
Absolutely, like right here, right? So here we are on KKBox, and they can come here and they can listen to our music, and it's a local platform to that geographic area, and listen to us. And like I said, we're doing quite well here. So hopefully that'll continue to grow. So yeah, that's it.
Thanks.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, no, as a band member, again, thank you very much for helping to keep me up to date, what's happening with our efforts and what we're trying to accomplish, and helping artists and helping those charities, and trying to make some great music for people around the world.
Absolutely. Always appreciate it, Mark. I'm glad to provide you this update. We'll do it once in a while, and especially as we see additional growth. Like I said, every once in a while we see these spikes, and hopefully after we do that interview on the radio on Monday, we'll see some more attention and continue growing.
And we'll be having a new song coming out shortly. I Just Stared.
Yeah, hopefully in the next couple of weeks we should be able to have that wrapped up. We're paying a lot of attention, as you know, to the attention to detail. We want to get it just as perfect as we can. There's a lot of work that goes behind music development. We just want to be able to put that final polish on it and then release it out there. And we're already working on others. So we'll see you tomorrow during band practice rehearsal working on our next song.
All right. Thanks very much, Chris.
No problem. We'll see you tomorrow, Mark.
Okay. Bye bye.